Well, anyway, guys, my next guest has helped thousands of people stop the cycle of self-sabotage. Oh my God, I hope she helps a lot of y'all tonight and realize their significance. She's a specialist in effective communication, success mindset, and resilience, and she's a 30-year U.S. Navy veteran. I'm going to have to know how she did that. She's in the talk of the town. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Dee Woolridge.
Hey, Finch, what's up? I was just enjoying that conversation with you and Jen. Y'all didn't see me, but I was shaking my head. I was all in it. That was some good convo. Loved it.
Oh, well, thank you so much for joining us. And I mean, I have so much to talk to you about tonight because when I heard about you being on the show, I was like, oh, she's going to be fun for this particular show. So
we try to make it fun every day. All
right. So you help people. Now, it said thousands upon thousands across the country. I've seen some of your videos too. I ain't gonna lie. I watched them. I watched some of your videos. You be on stage. You so how tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
Oh, you don't look like it in your videos. TV make you look small. You look like you about 5'1.5", possibly.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. Or maybe it's the big stage.
Maybe it's the big stage. Yeah.
It swallows you up.
Looks like I'm about 5'1".
About 5'1".
When I was like 7, I've been tall for a long time.
When I was 7, I was 5'1".
When I was 7, yeah.
So I saw some things that you talked about, and I thought they were so in tune with the times that we are dealing with right now. And you talked about how to turn shame into success. How can people, because a lot of us have made choices that we're not very proud of, and that could be career, that could be personal, doesn't matter. How does one turn shame into success?
Well, you're transforming the shame by opening the skiff. So I'm going to use my military background and talk about this. A skiff is a secret compartmental information facility. So it's where the president goes, and that where the bat phone is. You can pick up the bat phone and have that secret conversation. Those are skiffs, and they have those. They have those on ships. They have them on any place where you need to have a top secret conversation. So anytime we wanted to have a top secret conversation about anything, we go in the skiff. If we wanted to fight each other and say some bad words to each other, I'm going to meet you in the skiff. So,
people in the Navy don't say bad words. No, they don't.
Ooh, okay, 30-something years in the Navy, I know some bad words. So I'm not, but I'm trying to evolve and, elevate. So I'm not going to use any of those things today. If one slips out, just forgive me. I've been conditioned to let them out.
That's your persona. Chloe gonna help you with that persona. Hard. Pull that persona out of you.
You know what? And and I'm married to a retired Marine. So when our conversations are so good, and it's like you guys talk like that. Yeah, we're not disrespectful to each other, but we know some bad words.
Okay.
Okay. So back to the skiff. A skiff probably weighs about 5 tons.
Okay.
So imagine you put all of your secrets there, things you don't want anybody to know about, things that other people can't hear. It's your own personal stuff. And then you drag that around with you. So everything from the day, from the time you were born that you don't want anybody else to know about. Some people say they put it in the closet. But, it's easy to open a closet door, but you got to have the right combination to get into the skiff.
Yeah. Just ask R. Kelly about the closet door. It's easy to get in there.
Oh, God. Okay. His skiffs is, he's probably have like 5 or 6 skiffs that man carried around, but yeah.
Okay.
All of those secrets. His wasn't so secret because he sang about them.
He did. He talked about it openly, and we just didn't pick up on it.
It just went shh. But
Yeah.
people that have shame don't. They're
Okay.
actually the opposite. They're liars.
Whoa.
They, yes. And they make up, you talked about persona, they
Uh-huh.
make up they make up these personas. And the thing about lies, you forget. You have to constantly rehearse the lie
Mm.
and constantly know it inside and out, because somebody's going to ask you in a different way and it's going to catch you off guard, and you go, okay, how did I tell that lie to this guy and to that girl and to the, and that's the thing about the skiff. It's always trying to get out. Anytime you go in there to try to put something else in there, you got to hold other stuff back. So when I talked about turning shame into success, it's hard. You can't be successful if you can't be authentic.
Okay. That's good.
It's hard for you to coach someone, teach someone, write about something when you are lying about who you are.
Mm.
You
That's
can't
good.
go because if you get successful or try to get some fame, somebody's going to want to interview and talk to you about it. Then you got to make up some more lies. It just doesn't work. And there's this incongruency that's always keeping you like that. And you start feeling bad. And then you got to go write songs about it.
All right. So for those who are tuning in right now, and if you just joined us, we're here with the illustrious Dee Woolridge. Now they're saying, "Hey, I'm ashamed of this thing," and I mean, because we tell ourselves all types of things to keep secrets, which causes us to tell lies. And they're saying, I don't know how to move past this because it has literally become a part of my life. And I've lied so much about this. I've actually started believing the things I've lied about. How would you tell them to move past that? Because I think the simple thing is, hey, just tell the truth. Just don't work.
The skiff's going to do it for you. It always comes out. Whatever you do in the dark comes to the light. So just know that. Anybody that's holding anything back there, just get ready, because things are going to get so full you can't hold it. You get tired of dragging that 2-ton thing around everywhere you go. You try to start a new relationship, and this is stuff that you don't want to talk about and who you didn't want to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a lot of personal stories tied up into that, so that talk I did, I talked about some of my personal things that I had in the skiff that I didn't want anybody to know about. And they had a way of just squeaking out, and I had to deal with them. I'm just like, wow. So I had a brother that was incarcerated, and I didn't want anybody to know, because it was just like, I'm Dee, and, everybody looks up to me, and I had this persona, and I would, everything just so. And then somebody said, is that your brother on TV? They were just interviewing some convicts. He has the same last name as you. I'm like,
did you lie?
Nothing came out of my mouth. I just burst out in tears, because it's just like, it's nothing could come out. I could not lie about that anymore. So it's just like, I lied about my family. I made up this whole different person. And another thing that happened was that I started to stutter.
Wow.
I developed a stutter because I had to think about the lie. That I was getting together and piecing all these things together. Like this camouflage right here was just covering up stuff. And I'm like, you know what? It's too heavy. It's too much.
Yeah.
So it's hard to have success when you aren't authentic, when you can't be who you are.
Okay. Now, you also talked about effective communication. And I think sometimes we look at communication as just like me and you talking right now. But what would you say effective communication really is?
Is how gosh, okay, how much time we got?
Are you lying right now because you're stuttering?
No, I was about to go into a story, but I realized we only have so much information. It's how you send the information and how you receive it.
That's good. That's good.
It is not thinking everything is about you, and not assuming. So not taking things personally, not assuming. You also listening And these aren't new concepts, but we just don't practice those. So
Right.
are you really listening to someone? Are you going in? What's the body language of someone who you're talking to? How are you reading what they're saying or not? What are they not saying? That's
Yeah.
really the important thing.
Yeah.
So it's like and that's how you can tell, who's lying to you. It's like, what are they leaving out? What are they omitting?
Ooh.
Things like that. It's just like, okay, you didn't say this. You said these things, but you didn't say this. So if you had to take away two things from learning how to be a effective communicator, one is first, don't take things personally, because everybody is coming from their 0 to 10, I call it.
Okay.
You're 0 to 10, when you from a baby all the way to 10 years old, you've just been conditioned with how to be. And that is your perspective on life.
Yeah.
And then number two is not assuming. That means you need to ask questions. You need to be brave enough to say, I don't understand. Can you tell me more? Or is this what you mean? Because so many misunderstandings in communication come from our assumptions.
See, look, Lord Jesus, I say this all the time. We create, because when we assume, we create a whole nother storyline that's not even factual. It's not even factual.
Hello.
And then we go off. We start running with the storyline we created that's not true, and we're negating all the facts about the reality, and that's what causes us to believe something that's definitely not true. And I totally agree with you. Ask questions. I'm a firm believer. Hey, when you listen to somebody, ask questions. Don't assume because they said something or they did something that it's something completely different than what it actually is. I think that's ruining a lot of people's lives, and especially relationships.
Oh my goodness. How many times have you said, Finch, I didn't say that? Somebody's trying to repeat back to you what they said. You say one or two little things.
Carry the one.
You said, and you go, no, that's not what I said.
Not what I said at all.
It's like they just took it and they assumed that's what you meant.
Yes.
So the best thing to do when you're talking to someone is repeat back to them what you heard. That means what you encoded, how you encoded the message. So what I hear you say, Finch, is that there's more than 5 people that have said that to you. Is that correct?
That's definitely correct. More than 5.
Okay.
Is it me or is it them?
You see how we did this? No, it's just that we haven't learned how to do that.
That's
how
true.
to how to talk to each other. We just assume, and we're just yelling at each other to be heard instead of listening.
Yeah. Somebody says everything starts with making a decision. I think that's true.
Ooh, that's good. It does.
It does, right?
So what are you going to decide? Are you going to decide to dominate the conversation, or are you going to have a conversation where both people are giving and taking in that?
That's so true. Listen, man, I gotta have you back. We gotta do like a one-on-one conversation, because there's so much we can talk about right now. We don't have a whole lot of time to do it.
I know. We could just go back to that skiff thing too.
We can stay on the skiff all day long.
Everybody, open your skiffs.
Everybody.
Open your skiff and deal with those things one by one.
Now, I'm glad this is an adult show, because what's in all those skiffs could get us FCC barred, I guess. But that's good. Well, listen, how can people connect with you online?
They can go to deewoolridge.com, and it's DEE. Woolridge is WOOLRIDGE.com, and it's Dee Woolridge on all the platforms.
Dee Woolridge on all the platforms. All right, Dee.
Yep.
So it's the crazy part is I never know when the producers book these shows who's on the show, and it's so crazy because this is like the 3rd show I found myself. I'm the only man on the show. It's all lovely women, man. That is so fantastic. I seem to have the greatest conversations when it's all women on the show. I don't know what that is, but I so appreciate you coming on the show, and I'm definitely gonna have our producers get back in touch with you so we can get you on a whole nother show. We got a lot of shows coming up, especially Oh yeah, we got a show on self-improvement in December. So we'll see if we can see if your schedule allows you to come back then. Okay.
For sure. It'd be my pleasure. Thank you
All
so
right.
much for having me. I
Thank you so
appreciate it.
much for coming on. All right, guys, when we come back, Chloe Taylor Brown is back with us along with a special guest. And I got a whole lot of questions for the guest. So you guys don't want to touch that dial. It's Off the Fence. I'm Finch.
Yo.
You're in the mix.
The world's finest, man. DJ.
I have the radio on the telly.
You're in the mix on Off the Fence